Start off, I was going to ask you, you were an assistant coach for quite a while. Did you ever think when you got your first head coaching job that you'd have a smaller office than you ever had as an assistant?
No, don't worry. There's been plenty of small offices over the years, so no, it's been a great transition, very accommodating. But yeah, it'll be nice to get into Appleton once it's completed.
What's it like not only get a new job, but to get to be the first team and coach to work in that facility when it's done too? Is that kind of a special perk for you?
But yeah, it's exciting. There's a ton of momentum here. The support has been tremendous, and obviously when you're coming into a facility that keeps the tradition and the history of what Appleton is, but adding the new bells and whistles is something that's pretty special. But the momentum of all the things that are in place is something that's great to step into.
Yeah, I was going to say too about obviously you've been doing this for quite a while at many different schools. What's been different about this off season compared to others, both with maybe getting hired, in April as a coach and having to recruit on the fly? But what's been different this year compared to past off seasons for you?
Yeah, there really is no off season. There's a lot to be done in a short amount of time, and just trying to get a lot of the details in place. And our guys are arriving here in 3 weeks, and classes start on the 28th. So it's been every day is something new that is exciting, and you got to take care of it. But it's been a quick summer, but we can't wait for the start of the season.
I was wondering too, obviously, you haven't had any practices or games yet, but are there things you've already noticed about being a head coach that maybe you weren't expecting were part of the job or anything like that? Has anything kind of been surprising at all?
No, I think you're always on. There's always going to be phone calls of things you have to take care of or have some input on or some answers about. So it's just one of those things. There's just a lot more details to it. There's an administrative side. As an assistant, there's not as much administration as you have as a head coach. That's probably been the biggest change. So a lot of those details, but again, they're all good things.
And I was curious too, everybody always picks up things from other places where they've been. I was wondering, would you have anybody you would consider to be like a mentor in this business, or somebody that you maybe see a little bit of yourself in as far as how you do things? Or
Yeah, I think there's obviously I coached with Mike Schaefer for a long time at Cornell. I see Casey Jones as a mentor as well. It was a great year there as a short tenure with him, but learned a lot from him as well. Jamie Russell's another guy that I worked with for quite a while. That was an assistant coach with me at Cornell and has been a head coach in college hockey, head coach in East Coast League, and he's a guy that I stay in close contact with. And they've been great mentors and just resources to lean on. So it's been nice to have those people.
And obviously you had that last year when you guys played against Cornell, but is it going to be interesting this year when you have like two different sets of games against people that you worked with for yourself?
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. Those are probably automatic rivalries just because you have good friendships. But again, there's a competitive side to every coach, and when you're going head to head, you always want to end up on the winning side of that. So it'll be fun.
Right. I was going to say too about obviously last year, your season kind of ended. Well, not quite ended because you had one more game, and you were on the ice in Lake Placid holding the trophy with the rest of the guys. What's it like now to kind of start that process again of climbing up to get to that stage with this program?
Well, it's exciting. You need to build a foundation. You're not just going to jump in and be at the top of the mountain. It doesn't matter if you're coming off a successful year or whatever it may be. You're always starting from a foundational phase, and that's something that's going to be our keys. Build the things that are important with the culture of what we want to instill here with our program, and just build and try to get better every single day. And I think that's the same regardless. When you take those things for granted, especially if you had a program that has success year after year after year, as soon as you start to assume that's just going to be an easy year and you're going to get to the top again, that's when it sneaks up and gets you. So you have to go with the same approach and start as a foundation and build.
What would you was that giving away any trade secrets? What would you say are kind of your keys that you want to get across to your players when they come here for 4 years? Like as a coach, what are some things you want to kind of instill in them? Or
Yeah, I think for us, we want to build a good culture, and that's being the best person you can be every single day, and approaching every facet of your life, whether it's the academics, the hockey, the social life, your relationships with your teammates, the kids in your class, the people in town. Just be the best you can be and strive to be better every single day. And that's something that's going to be something we're going to preach to our guys to strive for greatness. Be great in everything you do. You don't want to be known as a person that's average in whatever you do. And I think that's going to be something that'll be a consistent message our guys are going to hear, and we're going to hold them to that. And I think accountability is going to be important with that.
As far as on the ice too, I was just kind of curious, what would you kind of describe the style you hope to see from your teams? I mean, maybe it won't happen right away because it's a new team, but down the road, what kind of team would you like people to see when they see St. Lawrence play?
Well, you want to be competitive. You want to compete at a high level. I mean, if you're, you want to play just a skill game, and you leave it to chance. I think if you compete, you give yourself a chance to win, and just essentially go win the puck. At the end of the day, it's a lot more fun to play with the puck than chase the puck. Mm-hmm. And if you're competing, you put yourself in a position to make yourself hard to play against. Whether it's at home or on the road or neutral site game, you want to compete at a high level. And as things continue to progress, we want to be a team that plays with speed. We want to be a puck possession team that makes a lot of plays, and try to create turnovers as quickly as possible and go the other way if you are defending. So it's just a high level compete, but a team first mentality. At the end of the day, that's going to be a real important facet of our team as we play for each other and we have a high care level for each other and want the most for the guy next to you as much as you want for yourself.
And that's two other things I was going to ask you. First, I was just kind of curious, what are the challenges when you kind of come in and you have a team that isn't always, guys that you might have recruited yourself? I mean, what's the challenge as a new coach to kind of blend in people that are coming in that are brand new to the whole thing and people that have been here for 2 or 3 years and have had other people they've worked with? Like, what are the challenges that kind of presents?
I think the biggest thing, and that's been a focus for our staff this summer, is getting to know each player. Like, not everybody's the same. When you're whether you're a manager in a business or coaching a team, you're not dealing with every single person the same way. And, there's different characteristics and different approaches you have to take with each individual to get the most out of them, and that's probably been the best part. And the fun part is just building those relationships and getting to know each of the players to find out what motivates them, what triggers them to be the best they can be. And so it's a lot of that relationship building here in the off season leading up to it to get a little bit of a head start before we step on the ice.
And the other thing I was going to ask you was just, this school, you've been here a few months now. Is there anything about St. Lawrence you maybe didn't know about when you first got here? Any places you found that you thought were kind of neat, or just anything in general about just this community, what you kind of noticed in the first couple of months here?
Yeah, I think the North Country in general is the same, where it's just such a small, tight-knit community. There's such a high passion for the hockey program, and everybody seems to know everybody around here. The thing that I've noticed, I haven't been on campus for games for a lot of time, a lot of years. You don't go around campus. Usually we come on the west side and into Appleton, so you get a chance to see campus. When you walk around and you go through the buildings, it's gorgeous. Yeah. And that's the one thing I think that it's a real sneaky, beautiful campus until you spend some time walking around. It's a gorgeous place.
Yeah, that was do you have any favorite place on campus yet besides hockey? That's not hockey related.
I love the student center.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous building. You go in there and you can relax in there, and there's all kinds of different things you can do in there. And but it's the centerpiece in campus as well. But it's gorgeous.
Thanks, Brent.